You were So Victoria, thank you for coming and joining us today. We're going to be talking about creating a journal. And I asked you to come because you have this fabulous journal called the Prosperity Journal. And I'm like, oh, could I create this for Fave Lifestyles? Could I create my own journal to either have as additional income or as a gift, even for clients or just for personal use? And so we started chatting about that. So thank you for coming. And why don't you introduce yourself, excuse me, and say hello, and we'll get started.
Hey guys, I'm Victoria Sexton. So I'm a financial coach, and I'm all about helping women create wealth, create revenue streams, having money be fun and easy. And because if it's not fun and easy, I'm not going to do it. So here's the deal. Here's how I ended up creating these print products that I love. I've always been a paper person. And do you guys remember papyrus? Like back in the day, you go to the mall. Okay, I'm really dating myself. Like you go to the mall, you pass Cinnabon and be like, that smells so good. And then you go to papyrus and you feel all the paper and it feels so good. And you pick out the journal that you like. That was me. That still is me. And I love our digital world. But there's something that is really special about writing things down. And all of these studies have shown that when you write down your goals on an actual piece of paper, that's when we really make headway on our goals, because it's not wishy-washy. In your own hand, you're writing down what you want. And I think when you go to make your goals a reality, whether you call that manifestation or something else, I feel like that's really important. So I have always been a journaler, and last year I wrote a book, and what ended up happening was I hired someone to help me publish the book, and my relationship with this person fell apart. My professional relationship with them, it fell apart on a spectacular basis. Like everything went wrong. Like the person that I hired through them to do the cover all of a sudden ghosted me. It was incredibly it was just bad. So from that experience, what ended up happening was I ended up talking with people, and they go, why don't you just become your own publisher? And I was like, this is the thing. I didn't even know this is the thing. And so I talked with a couple of people, I Googled, and I was like, oh, snap, I could become my own publisher. Okay. And so I thought that was cool. And I kind of put it to the side. And then I had this little little nudge from my intuition going, you should do a journal about money. And I'm like, okay, well, how's that gonna go? And I realized, oh damn, well, I'm a publisher, right? I can just publish the thing. And if for those of you who don't know me, I'm just really honest, and I'm goofy, and I'm out there. So yeah, you're getting 100% me after I've had my tea. I'm caffeinated, and so all the goofiness is out. So this was my first journal. This is my prosperity journal, and what I wanted to do with it is, it's not just blank lines. It has prompts, it has sections in here, it has little quotes, and there's gold in the pages. So all of these things have gold on them, and the paper feels nice. And I wanted to put something together that was just beautiful. And this ended up becoming it. But what I want you to know is I developed this entire thing on Canva. I did the whole thing on Canva, and I uploaded it to a printer, and it ended up to be easier than I thought, but I ended up spending more time on the design because I didn't really know what I wanted. I knew I wanted to be beautiful. And I knew I was like, dang, I don't want to pay somebody I don't even know how much an hour to go over all these designs with me when Canva makes it easy. So that was the first journal I did. And then I just did this journal. That's my Dream a Little Dream journal that goes into, I'm doing a whole box of goodies this month. So it's a little different. It has stars. It has, it still has phrases. It has journal prompts and questions and things. And the main difference, I use the same printer. This one is matte, this one is glossy. You could see this one is 7x10, this one is 6x9. So they're a little bit different. So I've been kind of playing around with this idea of how to develop a journal that your clients really love. And when Karen asked me to come do the creator studio, I was like, oh, shoot, this is going to take more than an hour. So what I decided to do for today, because I want you to walk away with, okay, we're going to do a little bit of creation. We are all going to go on Canva and like do a little something, something. And then we are going to get moving so that you can create your own journal. So first of all, I'm going to share, I'm going to tell you what we're doing, and then I'm going to share my screen. So this journal is another journal that I put together, and I love the gold bubbles. As you can tell with me, it's all like gold and sparkles and all that. And this one just has blank lines. And this is the kind of journal that we're going to create today. So between the two, I'm just going to tell you the difference between the two. This one, you have to create every page. This one, you don't. So you're just creating the cover. So for this one, you're actually having a printer go in and you're looking at the mock-up. You are, and you're looking at every page to make sure everything's fitting on the page. It's much more time intensive than this one. So this type of thing is perfect if you need a, like if you want to do a welcome gift, like a really special welcome gift for one of your clients, you could put like a custom logo on here or a symbol or something that represents something of your business. And then even on the inside, you could put a little card with instructions. So it doesn't have to be super fancy like this. If you just need something that's going to serve the purpose of, I need them to be able to write someplace, you can do this. It's a lot less time intensive. So let me show you some of the sites where you can create a journal. And then we're also going to talk about pricing, because, you know, I'm all about the money. So we have to talk about pricing and how much this is going to cost you. So let me share my screen real fast and we will look at that. Do you guys have any questions? I feel like I talk really fast. So if you have any questions, just shout them out. Okay. Okay, this is Printify. This is actually my account in Printify, and that's where I have printed this journal. So as you can see, I tried a couple different products. The thing that's interesting with Printify is you can see these are roughly the same size. This cost is $13.45. And this one's all like, it says financial journal. It's all gold and sparkly. This one, it still has the gold. It's still fun. $8.88 is the cost for that. Now, why do they have different costs? You can go under catalog. Oh, where are you? Accessories, journals and notebooks here. Fulfillment locations. Okay, this is where your stuff's getting printed. You want to click the United States. And you see that with the different journals, you have different prices. This one is $13.95 because it has the hardback. That's like this one, it has a hardback. If you choose to have something like this that's spiral and lined, it has a soft, flexible cover. Let's see what else. This one is a little bit different. I would bet the difference between this one and the one up here is size. So you can click on them and see which size you have. So the reason I click United States is I don't want all my stuff stuck on a barge somewhere. And like in the event that like this supply chain stuff, the crazy stuff continues to happen. I literally don't want to have to worry about where is my stuff. And this is, when I started doing print products, I was really concerned about like where things are manufactured. I want to make sure people like have a living wage. I want to make sure I'm contributing to other small businesses. So you can choose whatever you want for your business. You can be like, I'm ordering 1,000 of them. I want the deepest discount possible. I don't care if it comes from China. That is you. Me, I am not ordering 1,000 of anything today. I'm probably ordering smaller quantities, and where it comes from really matters to me. So you can decide, like, I wouldn't click UK. I would just click United States, because then at least it's close. I've been hearing all these crazy stories lately about shipping, and I don't want to get into it in regards to print products, and how people are getting their stuff like held up and like held hostage, like, oh, that's going to be another $5,000 for shipping or whatever. I don't want that to be you guys. So I'm just telling you, you can do whatever you would like to do. I would click United States. So this is one option. Okay, this is Printify. This is one option. This is also a drop shipper. So if you want, you can add a plugin on your website, and actually it's just an API key. It's not even a plugin. So whoever your web person is, they could add an API key, and I've done it myself. So it's real. I'm not a techie person, so it's not that difficult. You hook up Printify to your website, and you can sell directly on your website. You don't have to do a dang thing except collect your piece of the royalties. Okay. Another option is Printful. They only have this one spiral notebook here. Again, it's showing the US flag. That's where it's coming from. And it has a size here. That's another option. Because I wanted to give you guys a couple options. Again, yeah, printful.com. All right. And I can add the links in here. I see you guys like vigorously writing. I can put all the links in the chat if you want, if that'd be easier for you. I'll just do that now. Okay, so I mean, that's the first thing, is like, where are you going to get it printed? And because why that's the first thing is you want to know the size. Okay. There's a third one that I wanted to share with you. And you can honestly just Google, and I just did this one last night, customink.com. Add this one in the chat. Okay. Customink.com. This is another one. You can put, I just put Rich Life here for an example. You can put anything that you like here. You could put Coach Jackie, you could put, Fave Lifestyles, whatever. Again, the pricing is different. This one is $13.10 each. You may want to take a look at like the price versus what you want it to do for you. Whether, are you selling it to people? Are you giving it away? If I were giving it away as a freebie, I would pick the $8 one, not the $13 one. But again, you can do whatever you like. So for the purposes of this workshop, what I would like to do is, I think it's this one on Printify. Let's see. It should say the dimensions on here. Okay, 5.98 by 7.99. Okay, so let's just say 6 by 8. So this is how I would do this. So it's roughly 6 by 8 is a cover size. I would go up here to Canva, create a new design, custom size, 6 by 8 inches. Dimensions must be, oh, come on, Canva, 6 by 8. Okay, and then I'd create a new design. Okay, And I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes to do this yourself. You can go into Canva, you could just start snooping around. You can, just create the whole thing you want, or you can just get an idea of what you would like. But this is how I would do it. So I'm gonna show you how I create mine, and then I'm gonna give you some guys some time to go in and create yours. So, okay, so what audience participation time? Okay, so what do we want to put on our notebook? Is it going to be gold and sparkly? Is it going to be have clouds? Like, what do you guys think?
I like gold and sparkly.
Okay, let's do the gold and sparkly. Okay, gold sparkles. Okay, I literally put in their search term something like that. See, I think this is cute. I think that's cute. And see, I'm just brainstorming. I'm just putting things over here. That's cute. Okay. I like that one. The sparkler. That's cute. That's cute. Okay. Let's see what else. I kind of like this one too. Okay, so for the purposes of our demonstration, I'm just going to choose this one, and then you can see how it's going to come together. Now, why don't I do it this way? We're going to twirl it around. I kind of like the gold and the bubbles. And then we could do like gold script. And I don't know how this is gonna, I don't know how this is gonna look, but I just start playing around with it. Let's do heading. Okay. And then we can mess around with, I like to do, you can search handwriting here. And I know we're going fast, but I'm going to give you guys some time to brainstorm for yourselves, which is why I wanted to just give you a quick example. Okay, so you can search all of these. Like I search handwriting to see like which one is in script that I like. You could do, I don't know if that fits, but see, you kind of like have to play around with it, and then you'll see this is my process. It's not very scientific. I just look at it and like, oh, that looks nice. Okay. I kind of like that one. Okay. And then from there, you can, I've just recently found this thing that's effects. And you can, ooh, see, there's a little hot pink in the back. I kind of like that. And you can leave this as is. You can put as many, like you can go to elements here and add, let's just do gold circle. Like, see how they have all these little fancy things. So you could add like this in the back, which I don't like that together, but you see, you could do that. Or you could say, black circle to see what, or this, I think that's pretty, but not together. Black circle. Okay, but you see, I'm just playing around here, and then it'll all come together. You'll figure out what you like and what fits with your brand. And then what you can do is go under share. And when you're all done, and you can download this, and you can download it as a PNG, as a JPEG, PDF. And then we are going to go back to Printify, and then you see what they need in terms of, so of their requirements for their site. And so let's just go under start designing. Yes, I'm not a robot. Okay, and then you can, okay, so they need a JPEG or PNG, and they have their print area size. So I'm going to go back here and see if we can just download this. Download, and then I'm going to see if we can, device, downloads. There we go. Yay. Okay. So this was just a super simple, like super fast example of how you could create a cover. And then you can center it on here. It has the bleed lines, which are nice. So I try to make sure I center it in, like within the bleed lines. And then, I mean, that's pretty much it. And then you can save the product. Once you have it hooked up to your website, this is going to show up automatically. Like you don't have to do a dang thing, which is nice. Or what you can do is, like, if you're placing an order for yourself, you can place an order at this time. You can, I always order just one, because sometimes it looks fantastic on the computer and then it looks like a wreck when you get it. So that's pretty much it. And that's what we're going to spend the next few minutes doing. Is I would like, and let's just use the size. Let's see, what size was this? This was 6x8. So we're going to use 6x8. I would love for you to I'm going to stop sharing. Just go into Canva, get a little creative. Don't worry about anything being perfect, because we're just playing here, and then we'll figure out how to tweak it and make it look lovely by the end. So why don't you take about 8 minutes, go into Canva or whatever your preferred design thing is. I'm not a Photoshop person. It actually gives me a migraine. So like Canva is my jam. Whatever your preferred design thing is, go in there and see if you can create something that looks pretty to you. And then we'll see what you come up with, because I would love to see some of your designs that are resonating with you, because I want you to leave here knowing that, okay, I already have the cover designed. I can order it today. So let's see what we can get done. And I'll give you guys until 9:40. And then just shout out if you have questions, or if you're struggling, or if you need any support or advice, like, hey, does this look nice, or this looks nice? I'm sure we'd be happy to vote. Karen, I think you're muted.
I am muted. Okay, here I am. So as they're creating, I do have a couple questions for you, because I have already created one of my covers. One of the things, I know we're just kind of working on covers today, but just kind of general questions that, like, so if you wanted to start creating the inside of your book, can you use photos, copyright-free photos like from Canva in your journals?
You can. Here's the thing with that you need to think about is, when you get something, when you're working on the inside, okay, so something like Printify is great if you just need like a custom cover on the outside. If you're working on the inside, for example, so the gold detailing that I wanted here, that is extra because I had to print it in color. So this one that I did is not in color. I did everything in grays, and like even the little sparkles, like the little stars, they're all in gray tones. So I didn't have to print it in color. So that's something else to consider, is you will be charged extra to print it in color on the pages. So when you get into, I want to create this book, I think one of your things that you should think about should be, what's the intention of it? First of all, am I giving it as a gift to like a client, to friends, to family, or am I selling this? If I'm selling it, in my mind, I need to sell it at the right price. I need to make money because I'm a business owner. I'm not doing this out of the goodness of my heart. If I were doing it out of the goodness of my heart, I wouldn't even worry about it. But most of the things that we're doing as a business owner, you need to get paid. So the cost has to line up. So that's something to consider too, is how costly is it going to be for you? And when you, let's say you double your cost, and that's the price that you're offering it to your clients at, is that going to be in line with something that they want to purchase?
Mhm. Great. And then my second question is can you open up your book again, your one that has the different prompts and things like that?
Yeah, like one of these. Yeah.
Well, like your like
Good
the
one?
prosperity journal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on one of your, like on your pages, like on that the page that says your money stories, is there a template for that type of stuff, or did you have to go in and put in your lines? Because I know even just to line up the lines is a pain. And
It's
so
a
are there
pain.
templates?
It's a pain. That is a great question. You know what? I am considering selling templates because I have so many people who have asked me
Yeah.
about this, but no, basically you have to line up every line. And in Canva, the one thing I didn't show you, because we're talking about covers today, and let me see if I can show you really fast on, I'm just going to create a new design. And let me see if I can find it. They updated their they updated their stuff. And so now I feel like I'm a little bit, okay. I'm a little bit, you know how it's like everything in the grocery store is where you expect it to be, and switch it around. You're like, I just want flour. Where is that? Okay. Okay, so here's a little fun trick. Okay, so I just created a new file in Canva. Go under show rulers and guidelines, and then you can show margins. You can show the print bleed, which I was like, oh my gosh, the print bleed is available on Canva. I love these people even more. But you can, so when you're lining your stuff up, so let's say we're going to put let's go here. Okay, it'll show you if it's straight across, if you put like one of these in, which was the, which one was that? Margins. So, I mean, this is why I'm considering like doing templates for people. So it'll show you with the purple if it's all lined up, but yes, it is a giant pain in the rear, honestly.
Yeah.
It's
I would be totally interested in the templates.
you're not the first person to ask me,
Just,
because
different pages
it's a lot of
where
work.
you could put your thing in there, because really if you have a couple different templates for a page, then you can create the whole thing, because you're just repeating those kind of those setups or whatever. Because I try to do the lines and they end up not the same. I just don't have that detailed ability to make it happen.
Well, and everybody has their own skills. I guess I'm like OCD enough that doesn't bother me. But yeah, here's another journal that I did. This is for my
Wow.
my group. I have a group that I coach that I call the Rich Life. And it's just blank lines. But yeah, to make sure all the blank lines lined up, it was like, I want to hurt somebody, because it does take a little bit of time. So yeah, and I used the same printer for this one that I did for this one. But again, like this one's glossy, you can kind of see the gloss. This one's matte. They're different sizes. And it was interesting to me, like from a money perspective, to see the different prices of all of them. So you can end up spending a lot of money on print products, especially right now. The cost of paper is going up. So I would just be conscious of where you're getting your things printed. Things like every little detail can make a difference. So I think it was $3, $4 to print this one at the same printer. And then this one, I think, is like 20 pages more, and there's stuff on the inside. And the cost of goods sold for this one was $6. So, and cost of goods sold, financial term, it's basically your cost for the product. So I include the cost to print the journal. I include shipping because I had to pay for it, and tax, and anything involved with that product is the cost of goods sold. Yes.
And so
I see a question. Hold on just a second, Karen.
Okay, okay, I'm unmuted. Anyway, I would like to do a journal, and I wrote a book, and I pretty much want it like this because that's what we're doing in our coaching group. And I think that down here is probably about the only thing I want to change. It's going to be a journal because we're doing a 30-day challenge, and it's really exciting because it's coming out exactly at 30. And all they have, it's not really, I'm not asking them to do a lot, but I'm asking them to work on their ikigai, which is your purpose in life. And people are finding, one lady said, I've had an outline for a book for 2 years. I said, well, let's get going, do it. Let's just do it. Even if it's 15 minutes a day, just start writing or researching or whatever. So what I'd like to do is at the end of 30 days is give them a journal like this, like the book, but I don't like to reinvent the wheel all the time. Because I didn't do this, and I really don't want to do another one, and I don't. It's just a thank you or a reward for finishing strong. Is that what it is?
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you can do the same, use your same logo design from your book, and you can upload that to Canva. And
Would
then
that have to be reduced? I think it's a little bit larger.
Lori,
Canva magically fixes all of that stuff.
Oh, do they?
Yes.
Okay.
So like I would just upload it, and then it'll let you tweak it to decrease the size or increase the size. So that's what I would do.
And then they also, you can, actually, this is very close. You can change the wording, or I wouldn't do it. I'd have a graphic person do it.
No, you can put the words in.
I mean, about journal, I want to say a journal to be kind of large down at the bottom. My journal.
Yeah, I mean, so when you're in Canva, like you can, how we put in the fave lifestyles words in there, you can put any words in there. So you can put one of the things I like about it is it's so easy. Once you go in there and you start playing around with it, you can see it's like maybe the first time it's not so easy, but once you get used to Canva, it's like you can put any words in there. Like I would just give it a shot. Like take like 30 minutes and put on your favorite music, and don't stress out about it, and just like think of it as I'm just going to play in this thing for 30 minutes and see what comes up, because I would bet that you could create it yourself and you don't need to pay somebody to do it for you.
How long is the process once you submit your design? How long does it take to get back to you?
It depends upon the printer. So, like the printer that I used for all of these, they have different shipping. I usually pay for premium shipping because I'm not a patient person. Usually it's a couple weeks, about 2 weeks, and then I pay for priority shipping, and then they'll get it done usually within a week, and then priority mail it to me. So
okay.
yeah, and Lori too, just so you know, I have a VA, and a lot of you know different VAs and stuff that know how to use Canva very well. And so Lori, if you give Tina the elements, she can put them in and get the right dimension.
All right.
She can do it like very quickly as long as she has the pieces. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else have some questions?
Karen, did you have a question?
I probably did. Now I don't remember. I I think you've answered most of them, about, especially about the cost, about using color versus black and white, and to keep
Yeah.
those things in mind. Oh, I know what the question was. How do you decide what the retail price is?
So, yeah, let's talk about that for a hot minute. So I had to really, what's been happening with me lately is I developed this stuff because I was like, oh, that would be cool. I'll do this, right? That's just the kind of person I am. I just jump in and like, I'll do something and then I'd be like, so for this one, I was like, I don't know, $18.95, right? I didn't really think it through. Here's the thing is, and this is why I talk about like, what's your intention of the product? Because if your intention is, I want to have it available to sell to, oh, this is another thing I didn't talk about. If you want to have it available to sell to your clients, or as something that maybe you do as a giveaway or something like that, you, first of all, you don't have to worry about an ISBN. So if I'm going to sell this on Amazon, I need an ISBN. I put one on here because I just decided to, and then I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna put it on Amazon, but I thought that I would, and then I just haven't gotten around to it. But you need a barcode like this with an ISBN. That's your like book registry number if you're going to sell anything on like an Amazon. And most of the time, if you're going to sell to a shop, let's say you have a friend that owns an amazing bookstore or something like that, and you want your book to be in the bookstore, you need to have an ISBN. So that is another thing as well. So I bring that up because like getting an ISBN is another step. So if you just want to sell to you and your people, that's one thing. If you want to sell in a store, you need to think about things in terms of wholesale and retail pricing. So wholesale pricing, like you can think of it simply in these terms, is you take your cost of goods sold and you double it, and that's your wholesale price. And then you double it again, and that's your retail price. And not exactly that way. And like I have my cards that I'm starting to sell in stores, and my retail pricing is just under half of, I think it's a 40% markup that I have, because I'm not buying thousands of decks of cards. The cost is a little bit more than if I were to purchase from China and buy 1,000 of them, where you can get them for, $3 a deck. My cost is a little bit higher, so I'm a little bit more conscious of the margins. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would think about that too. So if this is a fantastic tool that you think that, hey, another way for me to make money would be to put this in a store or make an Amazon account or something like that, I would be conscious of the cost. I would make sure that you are at least getting 50% margin, if not more. I would try to make sure you're getting like, I don't know, 200% margin would be nice, but I'd be conscious of the price, and then also know that you need an ISBN. And if you need an ISBN, let me know. I can get you one through my company.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Does anybody else have any questions? Did you go ahead, Jackie?
Actually, can I share screen? Well, yeah. I wanted to like I was playing with this, and it gives you the option to look at what the notebook looks like on the right. And it's way more expensive in Canva, but I thought this was a cool option to look at.
Yeah.
So I can look at the cover on a spiral and then go back to the cheaper site that she suggested. I was like, oh, it shows me the what it would look like on the cover. So anyway, I was playing. So thank you for this. I was having
That's
fun.
in Canva.
Yeah, that's Canva.
Oh my
So,
gosh, I didn't even know they did that now.
I pulled up journal and I pulled up the first size, so it might not be the size matched to whatever. But then on the top right, it has a print notebook option. And so you can print it from them, way too expensive compared to what you showed us, like double the price. But it at least shows you the design in like a real life picture on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's kind of fun. Anyway, I just thought I'd show that.
Jackie's super cute too.
Yeah, that would be
I know.
like if I'm getting like journals for like my courses, like so Awaken, Empower, and Own, and that would be like a course journal that they can take
Yes.
notes in, which I never thought of until you showed me just now.
Yeah, and it's a great, I mean, think about it. If like one of these costs me, I don't know, like I'm not too sure of the cost now, but let's say off the top of my head, like $6. And then I'm giving that away with my coaching program. So let's say I'm going to send you one of these, and then I have like a fancy pen or something that maybe cost me $2. It's less than $10. And this to somebody is like, oh my gosh, Jackie went to all this work for me. And I'm so special. And I'm her most favorite client ever because she mailed this thing to me. So it can really, I think it really can make a huge difference. And people, people, anytime I've gifted these to people, they think it's the best thing since sliced bread.
Oh my gosh, this is so cool. So many options, workbooks, journals, all these different things, and so many different ways to use it. So I'm actually going to stop recording now.